good matchup this week. But before I get started, with the Cowboys and Broncos, I just wanted to say, not everyone's going to like you. You can relate to me. There's situations in life to where you really like this person, you really think this person's cool, and you think you're clicking. But when it comes down to it, that person that you think is cool and that you like cannot stand you. Can't stand you. You know what I'm talking about? And so when he finally realized that, and then you want to confront a person, demons come out. Next thing you know, they want to just blow up at you, start talking bad about you, make you look bad in public. Terrible. But that's okay. Because there's always going to be haters in your life. And then you're going to have people that care about you in your life. That's just how it's going to go. And be careful who you hang around. Be careful who you involve yourself with. But let's get on with the Cowboys and Broncos. Woo! How about that win? How about that win? It was against the Commanders. And the only thing that upset me toward the end is I just didn't want the Commanders to go back, and get them garbage points. I just didn't want Marcus Mariota to move down the field and get a touchdown and then a 2-point conversion. It is what it is. But that was at home. Cowboys have tied with the Packers. Almost lost to the Giants in a shootout, and beat the Giants. And then we beat the Commanders at home. That was pretty much the Cowboys' best game so far this season was against the Commanders. But the away games, oh man. And this is in Denver. The away games, I don't know. Throw that Jets game away, man. Jets are not a good football team. So that was a good, easy win, in New York. First game against the Eagles, okay, yeah, we came up short. We played good, rain delay, and we came up short, with CeeDee Lamb drops and all that stuff, against the Eagles in Philadelphia. Okay. But the Bears, I think the Bears was our worst game in Chicago. And then we had the Panthers. We gone back and forth, just head to head, and Panthers kicked a winning field goal. Of course, our defense just couldn't make a stop at the time. So I'm just not sure about this game, against the Broncos. And last time the Cowboys beat the Broncos was 95. Man, ever since the Cowboys beat the Broncos in 95, what has happened since?
Hey, hey, hey! Denver Broncos kick them Dallas Cowboys. Saddle up, boys, bring that mile-high noise. Yeah, holler, let the wild winds roll. Orange and blue, taking that Cowboy soul. Big hats tip, but we don't back down. Bronco grit's the toughest in this town with the lasso swinging in the Spurs.
I've always liked Sean Payton. There was a time where, we had Bill Parcells and Sean Payton left to the Saints, with Drew Brees. And I'm not going to lie, man, I liked Sean Payton and Drew Brees, And I thought they were going to get more than just one Super Bowl, that beat Peyton Manning and the Colts. So I do have a somewhat respect with Sean Payton because there for a little while, I've always wanted Sean Payton, to be our head coach, and it never happened. I was one of those Cowboys fans. And I've always liked Bo Nix. Bo Nix is not great. I just like him as a person. You know what I'm saying? He's a decent football player, but Bo Nix has been struggling with that offense this year. You know, so with the Cowboys has had an excellent offense and terrible defense. And then on the Broncos side, defense has been great, excellent, while the Broncos have been struggling on offense. Yeah, they put up a 33-point fourth quarter, like first time in history. The Denver Broncos just, put up some history last week against the Giants. The Giants. But, that's never going to happen again with the Broncos, okay? I'm curious what so if the Broncos offense has always been struggling throughout the season, I really want the Cowboys to get a jump start, man, and get going early, and score their first touchdown and just keep going. Just put up some points and make the Broncos try to come back again. And yeah, I'm still worried about our defense. Just because Deron Bland had the best defensive play against the Commanders, best defensive play of the year so far for the Cowboys. With that pick six, and we put up a fight against the Commanders, man, and we got them. And I'm proud of the defense, but I'm not sold. I don't, I'm not saying no, defense is back and we're gonna, we're getting back on track. I want to see more of what the defense is going to do, because that was just one good game by the defense so far, and we're already at week 8. And Javonte Williams, this is his former team, and you already know. He may not tell us. He's acting like everything's all cool, it's another game, I'm happy to be with the Cowboys. I'm just going to focus on that, No, he wants to play his butt off against the Broncos. You already know what he's going to do. Just don't hurt yourself. I want you to stay healthy all season, because you've been a great running back for the Cowboys. But, man, I know Cowboys offense has been on fire this year, and Dak Prescott has been playing lights out. And once again, I want to see what's going to happen later in the season and if we make it to the playoffs, because I've noticed, man, ever since 2016, all the way up to that, I've always, praised Dak Prescott playing great early in the season, mid-season, even throughout the whole season. But when the playoff starts, but I don't want to rush, because, football season, I love football. I don't want football season to go by quick, fly by, so I don't want to worry about that right now. So right now, Dak Prescott is playing probably his best football in his career right now. But I'm worried about Pat Surtain. I'm worried about freaking Zach Allen. I'm worried about Brandon Jones. And what do you say? Hufanga? What's his first name again? That defense, man. And that defense, I just recently saw 34 sacks. The Denver Broncos got the most sacks in the league right now with 34 sacks. 34! And Dak Prescott has really done good, man. He's escaped a lot of pressures, and made some plays. And he hasn't been sacked much this season. Dak has been pretty dang good at scrambling around and making good decisions and throwing the ball just in time. But we got Tyler Booker coming back. Woo! Cooper Beebe, it's a game time decision. We'll see. Maybe it's saying game time decision. We will see. I don't want him rushed back, but we will see. And we got Tyler Smith. He's coming back from his knee issue. So we got our offensive line coming back together. Perfect time. With this defensive line that the Broncos have. That's good for Javonte Williams to run. And throw some Jadon Blue in there. Get him going. Get Jadon Blue going. But guys, that's all I'm going to say. Before I end this video, okay, since 1995. And this game was before our last Super Bowl. And since the last time the Cowboys beat the Broncos in Denver, 1992. 92, guys. 1992. Never won in this current stadium that they have now. Their last stadium tore down in 2001 or 2002, something like that, and their new stadium, is still Mile High Stadium. And the Dallas Cowboys have never beaten the Broncos with that logo that they have currently. Last time the Cowboys had beaten the Broncos was the D logo with the Bronco coming out of the D. So the Cowboys have never beaten the Broncos with that horse logo. That's sad. That's sad. But guess what? Guess what the Broncos want to do? I don't want to get a little superstitious and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But guess what the Broncos are going to do? The Broncos are going to wear the classic 1977 uniforms to the game. Okay. 1977 season was the Cowboys and Broncos Super Bowl. Cowboys defeated the Broncos. Yeah. And last time the Cowboys beat the Broncos was that D logo with the Bronco coming out of it. So what does that mean, guys? Huh? That means the Dallas Cowboys are finally going to beat the Denver Broncos. So you know what? Call me hot-headed all you want. I love having a good time. I don't want to be negative. I don't ever spew out, all this delusional crap. I'm just going to say, with that situation, the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game. I'm not going to say no score, but the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this football game. Cowboys had trouble on the road, but can we finally change that? Can we finally get things going? Huh? Here, I'll take this off. Let's go, Cowboys. Put all the talent aside. Put all the skills aside. Put the record aside. It's time to beat the Denver Broncos right now. Right now is the time to beat the Broncos. So let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go!